I don't know about you guys. I mean, I use the BI tools extensively at my fingertips. I can see all the performance levers of different parts of the business. I know where things are not working, where things are working, and then I can decide where to focus my time. Cortana is fantastic, you know, early days with all that AI, but I think the promise is, you know, takes away a lot of the tasks that I would find myself having to do, and, you know, gives me a bit more time to spend time on the creative parts of the job and the bits that need me to do lateral thinking and leadership and people management. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think the technology, it's really sort of, if it's going to go with the same pace as it's going now, it's going to be brilliant, especially for women or men who choose to spend more time with family. What I find is with all this remote support and remote the tasks you can perform remotely for your customers now, you don't have to spend time on travel. So
yes,
that's ineffective time. Okay, if you're on a train, you can work on the train, but if you drive, like I'm sometimes driving quite a lot. So if I can cut that time out of my non-productive use and put into my family or do some productive stuff work, that's really brilliant.
Yeah.
So this remote, being able to do things remotely, that's really good. And another thing, some people would comment as a positive, some people would comment as a negative. It really depends what you try to achieve in your life. When I can take my mobile device and answer emails then and there, rather than 9 till 5, I find it's much easier. Okay, it's taken to the personal time, but if it's take only 2 minutes today, and I have 10 those questions, 2 minutes each, that means the following morning I can focus on what I plan to do that following morning, rather than follow up on those emails came overnight from different time zone. Yes. So I think that flexibility that you can, you know, monitor activities, then that's really good.
Yeah, I like the fact of staying connected because I'm always addicted to my phone. I always have it with me. I just like, if I see something pop on there, I will respond instantly. I don't see it encroaching in my personal life because I enjoy my role. I enjoy doing my job. So I kind of just feel like there is no difference in the time as long as I get the job done. I like being able to stay on top of my task because I've got this mobile piece of technology, and I think that would really help other people coming into the working world as well. It's just knowing that you've got your phone, you don't have to be stuck at your desk, you can go out, you can experience the sunshine, work from your phone, work from your surface. It's like a great tool to have, I think.
Work from the beach.
Yeah, work from the beach.
From where you want to. I think that I like what technology is doing. I like how technology is moving it forward. I think that if you look at some of the great successes in the world, they are all driven by the changes that technology has allowed people. The businesses that have been set up because of technology, the people that have changed their lives because of technology. I think that there are so many differences. Technology can afford many different people in many ways as well. You know, just on a really personal level, the amount of time, as you said, gets freed up because you have technology and because you have information and the access to communicate at your fingertips when you need it, be it through your phone or whether it's through your PC. That completely changes the amount of time that you spend, the information as well that you can get from that, the knowledge that you can learn, the kind of things that you know, previously you would have had to go to 6 different libraries to try and to find out about, I don't know, how kinetic energy affects the body. You can now get that instantly via the internet. And then I think about communication. I think about the knowledge building, but I also think about the entertainment value that technology gives you. The way that now we are completely changing the way, for example, that we can consume television. It's no longer just about sitting there in a living room with a digital TV. You're now selecting what you want to watch, when you want to watch it, how you want to watch it. The gaming, I think all of that entertainment stuff, I think, is the thing that for some people it can feel like it's dividing the family, but actually it can connect them a lot more better than you know, and then you can really consider. If I think about some of the things that happen in my living room around the Xbox, some of the things that happen in my living room around a Surface, I think that it's quite interesting in the way that it's changing things, and it's just changing those kind of things for me. The knowledge that I can get, the way that I'm entertaining myself and the way that I communicate is just different. So my time is spent differently.
You reminded me, because I think you said, you know, it's empowering, and I think it's really great to see a lot of the work we do in education. I saw some really what look like basic things but are hugely impactful. There's an app we built in OneNote for dyslexia. You know, I gave that to 3 mums at school. I don't have dyslexia in my family, but it's been extraordinarily powerful for them just to start using that with their younger kids. And then there was an office add-in, which is a physics app, and it shows you how balls collide and, you know, what happens. Well, I don't know if you ever, when you studied physics, and I did it at school, you know, it was enormously difficult to sort of visualise that stuff. And then, you know, you start to glimpse the possibilities for things like AI and HoloLens, and you think, wow, the way kids learn is going to change so much.
It's just
You know,
so
imagine
different.
all those 3D things that you've had to view in 2D all the time you were learning. It will be so powerful.
Yeah,
I think that's really exciting.
It's those really sweet spots. Like I think about the times that my daughter will ask me, you know, well, how's honey made? Well, I can explain it the way that I would explain it to another adult, but when she can just go into Cortana and then a video comes out and she can just watch the whole thing. It's those small little things, and then that she can, if she wanted to, she can deep dive and get some more information about it. That's the kind of thing that I would have had to go to a library for and find the time to go to a library and then
It lets you
find
be
the right
curious.
book.
I think
Yeah,
it
you get
definitely
more
lets you be
curious.
and go on
Yeah.
your own journey. I think that's why it's so good.
Yeah. In addition to that, it just what I found, like if there is a small project I want to start, I don't know, something to do with my children, is that it is in your head, and then you search for it online, and then thinking, gosh, there are so many people done this, and then you can build on those ideas. And rather than starting your small project, you realize that you can do it much better, differently, and then you connect with people you don't really know, they're online, and then it's just because this power of sharing experiences and knowledge, you can start not from my small project, but something really more advanced. It wouldn't be possible without technology. Something would take longer previously, now it takes much less time. And also there is an change of expectation. That now it's expected that everything is developed quick and we go into the using new tools and a framework to do development. So it is changes. How much does it contribute to success? Probably quite a lot.
Yeah.
But I think it's a beginning of the journey yet to say, I'm optimistic, but I don't know what the end product is going to look like in 20 years' time.
I mean, I think it changes. It's certainly changed the way I work. There's a young lady in my social team who patiently sat with me and kind of helped me to understand how she works with social media, how I should use that to my advantage. So it's definitely changed the way I think about and work with the external aspects of my job. I think internally, the speed is fantastic. I would feel like I can't function without Skype. You know, it just like it grinds to a halt because the pace is very instant. So there might be a meeting going on. There might be a shared desktop going on in the meeting, and there'll be all sorts of sub-meetings going on Skype while people are solving issues live, or they're going back to their team and saying, hey, I need data points for this, or where do I find that? Or, you know, so the ability to find stuff and solve problems really fast, I think's probably 10 times faster than when I came here, and, you know, it's kind of accelerating every day. So it's exciting.